Now, let's get into the first sign, Aries. Now, Aries, sun sign. Now, this is with your actions and what you consciously aware of. So, in this lifetime as an Aries sun, you're going to be consciously aware of energy. So, you may be a person who may not have a lot of energy, but you're going to be consciously aware of the energies that's going on around you. You're going to be able to read energies from people. Like, this is going to be your main focus on life. So anytime you see there's a good energy somewhere, you overdo it. Anywhere you may see, now depending on other placements in your chart, it may cause you to see bad energies and it make you overly do it. But whatever energies you're going to be proceeding here, you're going to overly do it. So for an example, say there's something that you really, really, really want to do, right? You're going to see the energies of people who are already doing that. And what you're going to do is you're going to try to do that 10 times harder and 10 times with more energy than the people you see doing that's in that energy realm. Now, in this vortex, the more you dive deep in this vortex as an Aries sun, you start to create new and other ways to do whatever you're trying to do in that little energy realm that you're trying to do. Now, this energy realm could be in any kind of vortex. It could be in music vortex, acting vortex, sports aspects, anything. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to over proceed yourself into that energy, and you're going to think that this is the energy you need in order to proceed. So anytime that energy that you put in so much energy and then you don't get the energy back, you don't get it back, you could fall up under depression. You know what I'm saying? Fall up under a deep sense of not knowing what's going on because you thought that all it took was the energy vortex that you bundled up inside and gave yourself. See, Aries sun signs don't need as much courage as, or don't need as much push, or don't need as much inspiration as an Aries moon person. But we're going to get into the Aries moon and the Aries rising person. But the Aries sun already has the vitality. And the sun is actually exalted in Aries. So it's an over-exaggerated type of energy going on. This is why a lot of Aries sun think they could do more than they actually can do, or think they're better at something than they actually are. It's because that they know and they see energy. So they know they have enough energy to reach their goals, but everyone else around them don't see it that way because everyone else around them may not have shared the same energy prestige that the Aries does. See, it's all about energy. See, when people want to say that Aries suns are into sports and stuff like that, I'm Aries. I'm an Aries sun, and I absolutely hate sports. I'm not gonna say I hate sports, but coming up as a kid, my mind. See, your moon is what your mind be on, but your sun is what actually does it. So by my moon being in Sagittarius, I was more on philosophy. I was more on religion. I was more on, and then I wasn't necessarily on into sports, but I was into high active activities. Like I like to play tag, high and go seek, high and go get it. On some occasions, I like to go play. We like to play basketball, but I sucked. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have been good at it, but I just didn't. By me being a sun, moon, and rising fire, I never had enough patience to stick to anything unless it was something I actually wanted to do myself. If it's not something I want to do, if it's something that I just think I should participate in, that everyone else would do it, I'm gonna be the first to rebel. So I was the person who made shots and couldn't, like, tried to dribble and shots and missed on purpose and made jokes about it and made it a light note, made it so people still wanted me to play with them because they liked the light note I was adding on to the situation. And you couldn't get that mad at me because it's up front that I'm not that good, and I'm gonna tell you that I'm not that good, and I'm gonna play just for the sake of comic relief. So I was one of them type of people who was coming up, so that made me very popular in the groups I was in or whatever like that. But see, in this situation, just as an Aries, I actually still did it because I had enough energy to do it. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever get misconception about people like Aries want to be in sports and all that shit, sun signs, because it's not all about that. See, that's just another form of getting your energy out. But see, it's not about that. It's at the end of the day, it's about energy. And Mars is the energetic planet, and Aries is the energy sign. So wherever you have Aries at in your chart, just look at that as a plug. That's the electrical charge. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to have a natural trait of itself. It's just going to empower and give. The natural trait of it, Aries, is energy. So say you're a sun sign, any Capricorn, right? Wherever you have Aries at, all that's going to do is be the power charge of energy for you to pursue your Capricorn goals. Now, all Aries sun signs, we come across wrong because we're all about energy. So when it comes into the traits, we have to search our traits from our moons or from our Mercuries or from somewhere else, and we can just use our sun, our vitality to empower that. And by our sun sign being in Aries, see, our traits get disposed as being aggressive or being too direct or something like that, which at the end of the day is just the sun here is energy, and that's what we're into, and that's what we see. And we're picking our traits from other planets, and we're doing that with a lot of energy. So it may come across that the natural Aries trait is to be aggressive, but no, they're not aggressive. It's just their natural trait is to have energy. So that's Aries sun. Now Aries moon, when it jumps into the moon, this is the way you feel. So you may just feel like you need to be number one a lot of times. You may feel like you need to be. It's a lot more Aries moons are more relatable to liking sports and being into other stuff, because see, when it's in the sun, you just have the energy to do your traits. When it's in the moon, you look towards situations that need energy. So sports is one thing that needs energy into it. So you be into that. Military services, people who are in the army, people who are in the politics, people who are argumentative. You know what I'm saying? People who are into just like Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly, he's a Virgo, but he's an Aries moon. So so his sun sign is preceding him through looking at the details of certain things into politics, would allow him to have a show based on nitpicking. Then the aggressive and the direct annotations and the argumentative aspects come from Aries moon. So he's very creative at having very unique arguments, knowing how to attack arguments at very different angles, because he has that Mercury love that's added onto the Mars ability to be able to be argumentative in a way that you are the argumentative sign. You are the war god. So when an Aries comes into the moon, what happens here is you feel like, and you just think that everyone should look to you for guidance. You feel that you know everything. You think you know everything. You think you have enough energy until you start, like, say, like if your actions is in a water sign, like your sun is in a water sign, your moon in Aries, you're going to think you can handle a lot. You're going to think you have a lot of vitality. So you may go out drinking, smoking with your friends, and then you may be the first person asleep because you just thought and felt like you can go with it. But see, the Aries energy is being pursued through your insides. It's not being pursued through your sun. The sun sign is your vitality, your actions, things you're constantly aware into. So for a person to have a lot of energy, they can put that into actions, and they can show people that they can go be all-nighters and stuff like that. See, that's an Aries sun. Aries moon sign feel like they can do that. So a lot of times they may manifest a lot of situations where they may have to prove that, and they may fall short because it's just in the moon. But see, the moon sign deals with heavy manifestation skills. So a person who has an Aries moon know how to manifest the right situations that they can be first in. They may not be first in a lot of things they want to be first in, but they know how to manifest the right situations that they can be first in. They know how to manifest a crowd around them that they can be leaders. They know how to manifest certain techniques in their brain that make them very smart and quick-witted, so they can see people's energy off the bat and know how to feed off of it and know what to do and what not to do in certain situations, and know how to recover their emotional stability themselves. See, Aries moon signs really don't need an outer persona to articulate how they feel. They rather go handle their own emotions, and sometimes they can throw temper tantrums when they in need of another person's opinion about their feelings, because and they don't know how to ask, because the Aries is the first house, so it's the self house, the personal house, so it doesn't know how to ask someone else about their own personal issues. So when they need that, because every zodiac sign need that, sometimes they do it like a child at times. Since Aries is the first sign, it's like the baby, so they do it as a child sometimes. So they do mental outbursts sometimes, or act in certain ways sometimes, in order to strike opinion out of someone else about their behavior. And they already know deep down inside how they should feel, how they should handle their own feelings. So that's just when it comes into the moon. Now, when it comes into the rising, this is your personality. So this is how people see you. This is how you may see yourself a lot of times. And this is how you are at a natural state when you're just being yourself. Now, just being yourself, you may just be naturally into war movies, you know what I'm saying? Or karate movies, or action orientated movies, or argumentative. You like when Aries is in your rising, you may not like to argue yourself, but you may like to see others argue. You may get a kick out of seeing politics and news, and you may even get a kick out of seeing Donald Trump right now. You know what I'm saying? As an Aries rising, you know what I'm saying? You may not necessarily be the person that's a leader, but you like to uplift someone else to be a leader, and just that quality itself makes people want to put you in a position where they need your guidance in order for them to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? This is where Aries rising, because Aries rising, and this is the first house, you have a complete self analysis on your own personality. So you know how you want to be perceived, and you know how you want others to perceive you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of have the know-how of yourself. So a lot of Aries rising get a lot of people in their life coming to them for advice, because these are the people who have a sense of how to be on their own personal state. Like, they don't need someone else helping them with their emotional stability. They don't need someone else helping them know how to act. They don't need someone else helping them to find out what they're into. Like, they're into what they're into, and they're into it to so much of a devotion that they give off the energy of people who are indecisive, like people who it's hard for them to decide certain choices, stuff like that. These people gravitate towards Aries rising people, because the Aries rising people give off an energy of a completion type of energy. They give off an energy of you should know yourself, and if you don't know yourself, I'm going to be the example of how to know their self. And a lot of Aries rising signs don't know that they're doing this, but a lot of times in their life, people gravitate towards them and need a sense of how to be themselves. And then the Aries rising can look at these people like, man, why you don't know, like, this is natural shit. So sometimes they may come across as brass and say things that they don't truly mean, because they don't understand why another person wouldn't know how to be with themselves. And a lot of times they just Aries rising, when the Aries risings understand that everyone is not that direct with the decisions that they make, then they would understand that people that they do attract that want advice, they're just really here to really want to know, and really they just got attracted to that energy that you put off. And then if you know that, and you're not a naive and baby like Aries, then you'll know not to come across in a negative way that you'll receive negative energy back. You'll know to come across in a way that you know everyone is not capable of knowing directly what they want to do the same way you know how. So, you know what I'm saying? That's Aries, sun, moon, and rising. And we're going to get into Taurus. Flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. Air.